can't tow away. Day to day, I'm on cool.
Welcome back, Gung Ho Guns here, and today we're coming back to the Paladin DPS Justice build. We're doing an updated version, an advanced version, if you will. I am somewhat geared now, got the full set and a few other things, and let me tell you something. It slaps. This build slaps. I am consistently, in every raid that I do, close to 4K DPS. I mean, 2,000 DPS more than most of the other DPS in there with me. And I'm going to share with you guys how I do this and how I set up for it. So I am not going to teach you how to play this build. You can check out my video here. It has the full breakdown of all the different moves and how to use them and all the combinations and etc. This is more of an advanced version, how to actually gear up and see the full damage at work. So with that, let's take a look at the skills first. And again, we'll do this together, just so you guys know how to do it later on. If we go to talent, you will see that it is empty. There's a reason for that. Again, we're going to do this together. I just wanted to start over so you guys are with me on page 1 as we build it together. The goal here is to use your build and your inscribed stones to make a full build based on the gear stat and the gear that you have. So first thing we're going to do, and the only thing we're going to do here, is put 3 right here. And that's it for now. What I want you to do right now, really quick, is look at this buff here, or this passive. Yours might look a little different than mine because, again, I do have the full set of gear and I've been gearing for this purpose. My current crit is sitting at 35.5%. Again, yours might look a lot different. That's why we're doing this in this way, so you can adjust the stats based on what you have right now. So, goal number 1, as always, is to get the 4th tier here, 42% crit. That is our goal number 1. Goal number 2, right after that, is one of these two. Again, Omni or cooldown. Again, you do not want to get both. It's impossible to level both and get it where you want it to be. So you got to pick one or the other. Depending on where your gear is at and as you're leveling the gear that you're getting, the drops and etc., you got to pick one and the other and then just stick with that one until you get more. Now, cooldown is the one that I recommend for PvE. For PvP, I would definitely go Omni because it's going to make one of your moves just hit 250% more, which is ridiculous. You can get 30, 40k hits with this. I have, and it's hilarious. But for PvE, we want sustained damage, so we're going for cooldown. It's going to make everything come back faster and faster. So goal number 2 is the cooldown tier 1 of tier 2. I already have tier 1, so I'm going to try to shoot for tier 2. So let's go back up to tier 1 for the crit. So our goal now is to pull up our stones here, and just like before, we're gonna use the stones and our build to build what we have. Now, before we do the stones, I just want you, the reason why we did only 3 here and stopped is because of this move right here called Judgment Mastery. If your gear or your gems, or depending on where you're at right now, you might not have enough crit to make this work, make the math work. So the reason we stopped here, so you can use this talent tree here. You can lose 3 points from the bottom somewhere in your talent tree to put 3 additional points here, and this will give you 3 additional points of crit, just like so. So I'm at 37 now. So if I remove it, it's still a little bugged, but it'll eventually be fixed. But it will go down 3% pretty much. So what I want you to do is, again, leave that open for now. Work with your stones and see what you can do with the perfect math to see if this is going to get it. If it doesn't, then we just adjust quickly. But again, for myself, I'm going to do this based on my stats, and you guys can follow along. So going back to the stones, the very first thing that we always do is we unlock the 5 emblems, as that is most important. So how to unlock them, you're just going to put the basic stuff first. Again, going left side, first, we got the first one unlocked. Going on the opposite side, we got the opposite unlocked. Now we're going to go in and go up to unlock the next one. You have to get all three of these to move forward, excuse me. And then right here, again, as before you get to the next emblem, you can either go left or right. It really doesn't matter. It's based on what you have. Me personally, I just go right on this one because one of the emblems I'm going to use is going to power it up. That's about it. So after that, and with that, I have all 5 of these unlocked. So let's go back down now. So as we have these 5 unlocked, we'll just go here. It just the reason I'm doing this, by the way, is it's bugged. It doesn't always refresh correctly. So if you just go to the next tab and come back, it'll refresh to where it needs to be. So I have 38.5%. I am about 4% or 3.5% shy. So how do we manage this to get it where it needs to be? How we manage it, or how we do it, is you can manipulate these two by, for example, if you need more crit, what I would do is I would click this right here, click this little filter here, click this thing here, the bottom right additional effects, and if we're on the right side, we're shooting kind of left, upper left, so you would click the upper left node attribute, confirm, and again you can do purple or whichever, and you hit confirm. All of these right here will power this one up. So like for example, if I was to put that one up, now I have 50% more here. So this should update here in a second. See how again it takes a little bit because it's beta or the game is not where it needs to be, but as you power it up, you're going to see this fully upgrade. And you would do the same thing for this one. Now, unfortunately, I actually did the math before for my build. It took me about 30 minutes to get it all right. So I will not be using this trick for mine. I will be using that somewhere else because I actually do not need the crit. However, I will be able to power it without it. So for me, let's see where we're at. For me, this, I'm going to take one back. This should be perfect to 42% crit right there. Now what I did was, and again, I didn't put these in, I just used 3 and 2 split because I had a lot of crit in my gear and my gems. It was able to bring it to 42%. Now, again, if you need more crit, feel free to add more here, plus this one, and on top of that, you can always put emblems in here that give you 50% shooting here and 50% shooting here. And that is the way how you would manipulate this one. Now again, I worked on my gear a little bit, so I'm okay on the crit. What I really needed help with was, and again, it's not, there we go, was the cooldown. I need to find 6% to get my cooldown to the second tier, because fellas, paladins, ladies, at the second tier, as soon as I hit that, the Paladin completely changed the way he played. Like, I thought it was really good before that, but as soon as I hit that second tier, man, everything was coming off quicker. I was able to get multiple crits here, there. I mean, it was just so fun to play. It's one of my favorite classes in this game. So, how are we going to get this thing right here? So, we're going to use the same method. Just a quick note, if you look at your stones, Omni will always be located on the right side of your screen, and your cooldown will be on the left side of your screen. Just FYI. So we're going to work on the cooldowns. There's a cooldown right here. There's a cooldown right here, and this one is next to an emblem that we'll be using to power it up even more. If you need more, there's a cooldown right here, and there is one on top here right next to this one, so you can use both emblems to pretty much power it up, if you will. So we will exactly be doing that. So we're going to click this one right here, the first emblem. And as we are shooting left, we are going to keep the same one. Well, let me actually select this so you know how to do it. Upper left node attribute, as again, we're shooting it to the left or upper left. And we're going to confirm. So all of these here will pretty much give us what we need. And I see a DPS one right here. Just like that. Now I get 50% more from this attribute. Now it's a good note here. Every point or 500 stones that you put into your inscribed stone tablet here will give you half a percent. Half of this will give you 75% or of a point, just FYI. So with that, if we go back, oh, it moved quite up, but I'm still about 4% shy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing up top here. We're going to go up top, skip all this for now, click here, keep it left, and we're going to find one that works for me. Unfortunately, I don't have a purple one, so I have to use a blue one here for now. And I will be obviously changing that. This one right here, the Intertwined Fates, is actually not a bad tactical. I wish it was purple for me, shooting to the left. Whenever you enter battle, it increases your attack and then goes back to defense a little bit. It's a really good little cycle that you can go through. So I do plan on getting or working to get a purple one, but for now this will do. So as you see, now when I go to my cooldown, it is just about percent or so where it needs to be. So we'll go back down and work with a little bit more. I know that I have one way on the bottom, so I don't have to unlock anything. Let's see where we're at now. And you'll see that unfortunately I am 0.25 short, which I hope that if I get better gear in the new raid that's coming out, just 0.25 more, I can save all this. But for now, unfortunately, I cannot. I have to do this, which hurts my heart a little bit, but it is what it is. And we are just going to use this one right here above it, this one, just to get one more point added, just to get that second stage of cooldown. Now, let's go back to goal 1. I have it where I needed 42%. My second goal of the cooldown is at 19%.5, which is where we really want it. Now, what I can do is, you can see, it's really broken here for some reason. It's only supposed to add 0.5%, but if I take that off, it doesn't do it. Oh, there we go. So for some reason it was bugged earlier when I had to put the extra point in there, but I guess this is fine. So that's perfect. 19%, second tier, and this one. So now that we have what we needed done, we can actually go back and finish putting all this together now. Now, I always recommend getting the cores. The cores are very, very important, especially for a DPS class. As you look right now, they're going to give you 9% extra damage just from level 1. And if you increase it, and the way you, by the way, you level these is just add the points for these skills you need to upgrade it. So I usually take as many core 3s as I can, but if you just read what level 3 does, it increases your damage crit. So when you crit, the damage that you actually do by 18%. Or if you're a tank, it improves your glancing, your dodge by 9%. It's just fantastic. Do not sleep on this. This is very, very good for you. And then we're just going to kind of go up. And we have 800 points left, so we can put in one more. Again, it's really up to you where you want to put it. You can do stamina. You can do. I mean, it really doesn't matter. But for me, I normally put it right here just to kind of get a little extra there. So let's just kind of go back to the bottom and then fill in everything else that we need because we're missing the emblems. So our second emblem here. And I'll show you the perfect way to do this is you would take this out and then you would do damage because we are a damage roll. And we will just fill in all the best damage ones that's going to help you in the end. So for me, this is one of the best, if not the best, emblem for a DPS. So do not sleep on Sprawl. Going for this one here as well. We'll do the same thing. And we will do a burst for that one, and I knew this before because I use the same one, but it powers up my specialization effect. That's why I took the point in there, FYI. And then finally, the very top one, and again, you would still use the DPS one, and you would just use the best one that you have. So these right here are my emblems. I use Strive, I use Sprawl, I use Burst, and I use Out of Control, and I do plan on sticking with Intramind Fates, just a purple one that shoots left. If I can manage, or maybe one of these three that shoots left, that I'll manage it and I'll just switch it out. But I believe for a DPS, these are the best that you can get. Now that we have that done, let's go back in here and get our build done. So in the build, again, going from the top, depending on how many points you used here. And again, this is more important to get that crit up than it is to get some of the stuff on the bottom. So depending on what you did here, feel free to adjust the build accordingly from the bottom up with this Judgment Mastery here. For myself, I didn't use any, so I will just fill the build up really quick to show you guys all the moves that I used and then go from there. I only put 1 point in here. I just cannot afford anymore. The other ones are way more beneficial. So on level 20, Dogma, again, 1 point is just good enough. Okay, so that is the full build that I have. And again, if you need the extra points, you can take the points off this one and maybe 1 point off that one, or even take some points off your Glorious Strike if you need to supplement and add the Judgment Mastery. Now that is the full official build that I have. I'll go slowly from the top one more time for you. Feel free to copy it. Again, this really does work, and I'll show you guys all the stuff that I'm doing and the damage that I'm getting. So let me go slowly so you kind of get it all. All right, now let's get into some examples and the rotation and go from there. All right, let's get to it. As you can see, I made the hammer here, Hammer of Justice. Let me see if I can move it down just a little bit. As big as I can make it, just so you guys can see a little clearer. And again, I won't go fully over what each of these do. I'll just give you a quick overview. But please, again, check out my video here. I'll link it one more time, and it will explain all these different abilities and how to actually do this and how to trigger it. You can click that by going here. But for now, I'll just give you a quick overview. So if you look at the hammer, it will randomly select after you do one of your finishers. It will randomly select the right side of the hammer or the left side of the hammer. The left one, or the left side of the hammer, correlates with Justice Thump. This is your finisher for the left side once it's filled. And the verdict buff, the right side, is your Judgment Strike. So depending on these two, this is how you would fill it up and go from there. Your Glorious Strike is a filler. You need 5 Glorious Strikes in here to power it up fully. Just FYI. And then your Shattering Slam is just your big bonk. It does a lot of damage, and it will automatically give you 1 free fully buffed either Verdict or Justice, depending. Again, it's fully random. You can't control it. And then your Trial of Rage buffs it up. And again, please check out my other video that I posted last week. It has all the explanations, all the different combos that you want to use depending on what. For now, I'm just going to show you the damage of this, and then I will link a raid that I did earlier of just how crazy amount of damage it did. So again, really quick, how you would jump in there, and again, keep an eye on the damage meter. Jump in, power it up, smash. It's on that side. Yeah, it's just nasty. It is just nasty. Stop it there. So as we're kind of going through these, and again, this is kind of in the way here. Let me see if I can move it back down to damage area. We'll move this down to like 130 and maybe move it right here. All right, let's give that one more shot. And again, I'm able to keep in most of the raids 37, 3800 to 4000, even higher damage consistently. And again, you can do this as well. I'm sure some of you guys play this class a lot better than I do, so Again, the way that I know always open up is just with Shattering Slam, based on the passes that we get. It just gives you a free one, and I power it up with Trial of Rage, just because that is an opener. So jump in, power up, smash. It's on the right. Filler, filler, smash. Filler, filler, smash. Oh, we got two of them. That's what I wanted to show you guys. As you're doing this, you're gonna get a bunch of different fillers, and this is just like for no reason. It just gives it to you based on what we have. And we're gonna get a few here. One more. Yeah, crazy amount of damage. And so again, for the full rotation and the full way to double check all of this, go back and look at that rotation video. I just want to bring attention to the cooldown and the passives that we get with the crit. You saw your thump and your judgment strike come back together multiple times. In the raid, or a couple of the raids I did earlier, they kept continuously coming up together, so I was just bonk, 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 bonk. I mean, it was crazy amount of damage. So again, I will go ahead and link that quick video just so you guys can see some of the bonks that I was doing in there, and I almost finished with 4K damage, which was ridiculous. And again, that's a full raid with a bunch of different bosses in the middle that you have to, stop damaging, move over there, etc. But if it was just a boss, or whatever with no mechanics, I mean, dude, you can probably do 5K with this. So my build is not 100% perfect, but it's really close to it. So give this a try, guys. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.
On fire and ready to go out there, gonna tear it down. There is no one here who can stop me, never hit the ground. If it shows I'm weak inside, there is nowhere left to go. All I can do is run and hide. 'Cause I've been running this world without you, with no help at all, one way to fall, living this nightmare all through. What's new? I'll make it without you. Hold on, you know I can't help it if I drag you down. In a heart of lonely cold pulpit to defend the crown. If it shows I'm weak inside, there is nowhere left to go. All I can do is run and hide. 'Cause I've been running this world without you, with no help at all, one way to fall, living this nightmare all through. What's new? I'll make it without you. 'Cause I've been running